I think Phillip Schofield gave us all a cryptic clue in his statement when he was let go from This Morning by ITV. In his statement he says, "Now I have become the story." And I think that's exactly it. Something is going to come out about him. The newspapers have it, and they have forewarned him, and that's why he left. The newspapers probably got in touch with him, and he had to tell ITV, and ITV said, well, you've got to go. And I think it all revolves around Matthew Mcagreevy. Now, Matthew Mcagreevy is a central player in all this rigmarole about Phillip Schofield and This Morning. Now, according to internet rumours, Matthew Mcagreevy first met Phillip Schofield when he was around 10 years old at his local theatre group. Phillip then took him under his wing, eventually getting Matthew a job as his personal runner on This Morning and Dancing on Ice. And when Matthew Mcagreevy turned around 15, 16, Phillip Schofield openly and publicly started following him on social media. Matthew Mcagreevy even thanked him personally on his Twitter page. Now, these two got really, really close. So close, in fact, that Matthew got a job on This Morning, making quite a few appearances and filming segments with Phillip and Holly Willoughby. And when I say quite a few segments, there's a lot. Now, Phillip Schofield and Matthew Mcagreevy's relationship got so close that they were spotted going out for dinner and drinks together. There is one clip on social media doing the rounds where they get spotted in the corner of a bar or restaurant, and they get filmed by someone on their mobile phone, and someone steps in behind them and sprays them with confetti. So make of that what you will, but it's a fact, these two are very close. Now, because Matthew Mcagreevy made lots of appearances and segments on This Morning with Phillip Schofield and Holly Willoughby, he ended up kind of as a high-profile personality on the set of This Morning. And it became evident to staff at ITV and This Morning that something was untoward, because Phillip and he were very close indeed. And it was all very strange, so strange that now former This Morning presenter Ruth Langsford filed a complaint, and this is according to Katie Hopkins, about it to ITV. This complaint went nowhere, and then soon after, weirdly, Ruth Langsford and her husband Eamon Holmes were both let go by This Morning. Now, were they let go because of her complaint? Who knows? But what we do know is that Phillip Schofield was a very powerful personality on the This Morning set. Now, not long after that, Matthew Mcagreevy himself was allegedly fired by This Morning, and this was for reasons unknown. And at first, in the early days of all these rumours, people thought he left, but now it's come out that apparently he was fired, and nobody knows why. Now, this made the guy bitter, and he wanted to go to the newspapers, as you do. Now, the story goes that the newspapers wanted him, and they offered him a big money deal to tell all about him and Phillip Schofield. And Matthew was also allegedly going to say that his relationship with Phillip Schofield was inappropriate. Now, this didn't go anywhere because Phillip Schofield infamously, of course, came out as gay live on the This Morning sofa with Holly Willoughby. Now, people think he came out in order to stop Matthew Mcagreevy telling all to the newspapers, and so use his sexuality to diffuse what could have been a very nasty situation, but in the process completely destroy his ex-wife of 30 years and their kids. He'd been married all that time, and he lied to her. Now, to me, that's not stunning and brave. That's completely selfish and narcissistic. To string someone along most of their life like that is just disgusting. And the people who praised Phillip Schofield for this, well, they need to take a long, hard look in the mirror, if you ask me. Now, what's interesting about the segment with him coming out as gay to Holly Willoughby on This Morning is that Holly stressed that Phillip had not been forced to do this and come out as gay, and it was entirely his choice. Now, why on earth would you say that? Unless, of course, you know exactly what's going on. And I think Holly Willoughby knew exactly what was going on. And I think people know this, and Holly Willoughby knows that people know that she knows. And that's why she isn't quite the same when you see her now on This Morning. But now that Phillip Schofield's star has fallen, And I say fallen because, remember, he still has his show, Dancing on Ice, which he co-hosts with Holly Willoughby. But I can guarantee you that won't happen, because if Holly Willoughby didn't want to be seen with him on This Morning and threatened to leave unless ITV got rid of him, then she'll do exactly the same with Dancing on Ice. Phillip Schofield is done at ITV, and there are people coming out from the woodwork with stories about him, and I reckon a big story is going to come out about him in the mainstream media, the press, quite soon. That's why he left This Morning. And I wonder if this Matthew Mcagreevy will play a big part in that as well. Who knows? And that's that. That's my video. Let me know what you think in the comments. And until the next time, Roger Trout.